What's up guys, welcome back to Destiny Updates for my analysis of the Destiny Sharing Commercial, which is a 30-second TV ad demonstrating the PS4 share function. Some of the shots are old footage, but there's a bunch of cool new stuff as well. If you haven't seen the commercial yet, I'll leave a link down below. I recommend that you do watch the original and not just this analysis. Anyway, let's get started. For the first few seconds, it's just old footage, but then here the cool new stuff starts. We have a fire team in old Russia, outside of the Cosmodrome wall by the look of it. Two of the team are already sitting down as the third one joins them. We've seen a screenshot or two demonstrating characters sitting, but this is the first in-game footage we've seen. And then the shot transitions to right behind the fire team. I'm guessing this is after the mission has been completed, and the team is just chilling, looking out at the sunset and beautiful old Russia scenery. We're not sure how sitting is implemented in the game, but I imagine it's a sort of emote, like waving, pointing, and dancing. I certainly hope it is. And I mean, there's probably no practical reason to have sitting in the game, but for some reason, I just think this is kinda awesome. Perhaps because it sort of shows the depth of Destiny's world, and just the lengths they'll go to make the experience immersive. I'm not really sure, but regardless, I think this shot is really cool. Moving on, we have the fire team riding their shrikes, looking badass. And then the Titan actually points forward. Since we know pointing is an emote, this does suggest that we may be able to use some emotes while on vehicles. The shot then switches behind them once again, as the shrikes race over this ridge. Note the hunter's awesome camouflage looking cape. Next is some very similar footage from the Hellmouth. Not much to add here, although we can see that the gun he's holding is the same type of pulse rifle that was shown in the E3 demo, but with a different barrel attachment, giving us another glimpse of customization and such. Now in this shot, we get a look at the heads-up display with some new updates and tweaks, but before we look at that, there's a couple other things here. We can see he has the exotic pulse rifle Red Death, which looks awesome in first person. And also, Herald's Guardian in front is level 33. I believe that's the highest level we've seen so far. Back to the HUD though, starting with the motion sensor, they seem to have changed it so groups of enemies appear as a sort of section or segment on the radar, as opposed to individual dots for each unit. Now it seems that only allies get an individual dot. Next is the abilities on the bottom left. First on the far left is a grenade type. Not too much to divulge from that. Then we have the Hunter's Knife in the middle, which looks like the ability for throwing it, as we saw in the VGX trailer, which would mean that being able to throw the blade actually takes up an ability slot. Finally, we have the Ghost Gun or Golden Gun on the right. Then onto the weapons, there's something rather interesting. There's sort of a purple swirly emblem over the shotgun in the special slot. I imagine that's some kind of damage enhancing module or something. We'll see more in a second. Final thing in this shot, we have an emblem for our ghost on the top right. It flashes for an instant, then kind of comes back in and compresses inwards twice. I imagine it's letting us know what the status of our ghost is, but I'm not sure what it might mean exactly. Moving on, we switch over to the Warlock as he throws off a Nova Bomb. The first thing that stands out here is the +16 on the right side, with these three offset hexagon emblems. That's actually the symbol for Glimmer, Destiny's currency. So he just collected 16 Glimmer from some enemies they killed. And then as his Nova Bomb hits the hive, it jumps up to 19 and then 22. I thought it was interesting that he seems to instantly collect the Glimmer when the enemies die. I mean, he didn't have to walk over it to pick it up, as we've seen before. Perhaps this can vary based on the situation? Going back to the start of the scene though, we have the Hive Shrieker, a level 5 Shrieker in fact. Now you could argue that one of the Hive classes was renamed, or a new one was added. But if we pause at the right moment, you'll see there's a red arrow pointing down. I believe it's pointing at that purple sphere. It is possible it's indicating something behind the sphere, but I doubt it. I believe the Shrieker is the name of that purple spherical unit, which we've seen numerous times before. It reminds me of Shanks, which are the Fallen Combat Assist drones. Except that by the nature of the Hive, I believe the Shrieker is more of a dark magical being rather than a machine. Going on to the abilities, this time we have a swirling ball on the left, no idea what that might be, but it's worth noting that it flashes red at the start, which probably has to do with the cooldown or something. In the middle, we have the image of a hand extended out, with some kind of shield or shimmering field. Personally, I think this looks like some type of protective shield ability. Perhaps it could even reflect damage back to the enemy. Finally, on the right, we have the Nova Bomb, with a new emblem since the last time we saw it. Something I've been noticing about the abilities on these heads-up displays is that the far left always seems to be some type of grenade-style ability, the far right always seems to have a super, and then the middle seems like sort of a special slot, unique abilities. I could very well be wrong, but that did come to mind. Continuing on, like in the last shot, the weapons have an extra emblem. The hand cannon has the same purple swirling icon, but the fusion rifle and rocket launcher both have a flame emblem. It seems like that must be a fire damage mod or something along those lines. One quick thing to mention about weapons, I occasionally see comments asking about the unlimited ammo counter we always see in videos. I strongly believe that's just a development thing. I really don't think there's any way we're going to have unlimited ammo in the final game. And in competitive, it's already been confirmed that we do not. Anyway, another thing in this shot is the caution sign over the Guardian's head. I definitely think that's indicating the player is taking damage or in need of assistance. If you were equipped with a healing and buffing ability like Radiance, you would know to use it when you see that icon. I think the idea of having an icon like that is cool and pretty helpful, but personally I do hope they change it to something less blaring. It doesn't seem like a caution sign from modern day really fits in Destiny's theme. But everything is work in progress and constantly changing, so I doubt it's final. The final thing in this shot is the cool effect in animation after he fires off the Nova Bomb. I believe the yellow line below the Nova Bomb icon indicates a charge for it. Once he fired it off, it instantly filled back up with that extra charge. And that's what the animation was for, letting you know that your super was recharged. That's my theory anyway. Regardless, the animation looks really cool. Unfortunately, that's all the actual new footage in this commercial. After that, it just shows a glimpse at the PS4 sharing screen with Destiny clips all over it. Still, for a 30-second TV spot, I thought it was quite a good ad. The new footage we did see was quite cool, and there was a few new things we could gather from it. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, please do leave a like, it helps me out a bunch. If you could get this to over 1,000, that'd be awesome. As always though, thank you so much for watching, and thank you yet again for the incredible support on the What We Know video. It still blows me away. Also, the game night I mentioned before is still gonna happen. I'll make a quick video about it once I've squared away some time for it and set a date. Thanks again for watching though, and for all the support. The channel is already over 44,000 subscribers, and it's pretty crazy. Getting close to the big 50K milestone already. So thank you very, very much, sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, I truly appreciate it. And with that, I'll see you in the next update.